What up, Fly Gang? It's your boy Jimmy the Don coming to you again with another video. Thank y'all for stopping through, being a fly on the wall. Appreciate all of the support. Today we got a video, terrifying TikToks that will flip your reality upside down. So with no further ado, like, comment, subscribe down at the bottom. Click that notification bell so you can see a fly guy like me every time I pop on the scene. So let's go.
This young man
Here's
is
a
on
real
his
rabbit hole you can go down. Why does the public education system not teach the Declaration of Independence? They'll talk about all kinds of other things, but they will not discuss the American Declaration of Independence. Because the American Declaration of Independence very clearly says that it is the people's duty to overthrow a tyrannical government. The duty of the people to overthrow a tyrannical government. Therein lies the purpose of the Second Amendment. It's not about anything else. Our Second Amendment is so that we can be well armed in the unlikely event that we ever have to 1776 again. Right? Our founding fathers had literally just fought a Revolutionary War. They understood the value of the people being well armed. In fact, little history note, the battles of Lexington and Concord that started the Revolutionary War, those were fought over munitions depots. Lexington and Concord are where the colonists had their guns. And the British understood that if the colonials were well armed, they had a problem on their hands. So they tried in the middle of the night, they tried to go take the guns. That's where the infamous, the British are coming, because they had a system set up because they feared that the tyrants would come try to take their guns. Well, does that sound a little familiar? Does that sound like something that, I don't know, maybe we worry about today? I think the reason they don't teach the Declaration of Independence to children is because if they did, it would red pill the crap out of a whole bunch of young people all across the country, because they would read the grievances of our founding fathers, and they would say, well, hang on, wait a minute, those are the exact same grievances that I have today. See, history never changes itself. It's cyclical. It just repeats over and over and over. And we're not that far off from history repeating itself again. And I think that that's the reason that they don't talk about the Declaration of Independence in our schools. In fact, you know, another reason that they don't discuss the Declaration of Independence in our schools is because the Declaration of Independence directly mentions the name of God Almighty multiple times, right? It says that we understand that our rights are given to us by God and not government. Well, that was a very revolutionary sentence.
And this is why they took God out of the Pledge of Allegiance. This is why they don't like our kids talking about God in school. But it's okay for them to have story time with elementary kids. Make that make sense.
In and of itself, it was a very, very big deal, right? Whenever Thomas Jefferson wrote, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights. If that sentence alone was thoroughly understood by all of the young people in America, we would have a generational switch like you've never seen before, because people would understand the principle.
Big facts. That would start a whole nother generation of revolutionaries.
Stay onto that something too. Like, wow.
Yeah, he's dead ass on point
with everything that he said.
And if y'all don't know about 1776, go look it up, bro. I'm trying to tell you. Go do some research on that, bro.
That's exactly why.
What is up is down.
Wait a minute. Hold on. That's a bridge, bro? And them fish flopping out the bridge, bro? What the hell? Am I seeing this correct, y'all? Like, that look like a bridge that's flooded, bro. very educated, and he's one of those very vocal people against the upper-ups. So, you know, they've been trying to take his channel off of YouTube, his Instagrams and all that, because he's too vocal about things like this. So keep up and do some research on Eddie Griffin, because he got a gang of like material, period, just talking about real stuff that the government don't want us to know. So Eddie Griffin, shout out to Eddie Griffin, man. I salute that man.
I don't know about that one, y'all.
Sad day for America. This should never happen. If you challenge an election, you should be able to challenge an election. We did nothing wrong at all, and we have every right, every single right, to challenge an election that we think is dishonest. So we think it's very dishonest.
That's accurate. He has every right to challenge an election. In fact, Jimmy Gangel, as you know, he exercised those rights, and then he went beyond it.
Right. He exercised them, and he lost over and over again. 61 out of 62 court cases in battleground states. The Supreme Court declined to hear his case twice. That's a court where he appointed a lot of justices. Yeah. There were 3 recounts in Georgia. And let's just remember his own Attorney General, Bill Barr, on December 1st said that there was no widespread fraud. Chris Krebs, who is in charge of election security, was a Republican, was fired because he said it was the most secure election ever. White House counsel, Republican after Republican. I just want to say about his election denial again today. This is why former Congresswoman Liz Cheney and many other Republicans who have, there weren't so many who stood up to him, but those who did, have said he remains a clear and present danger. When he says this over and over again, it is a campaign slogan, but it also could lead to violence.
That's a trap.
This is Neil Haig's representation of that. This is the general population, and these are the kind of dark suit administrators of the system until you get up here to where the control system is. And most even here won't know that exists. Oh, I just got this order from on high, I don't know where it's come from. Well, maybe we ought to bloody ask, instead of just doing it. And again, it can also be symbolized as the web, where these various strands, their secret societies, semi-secret organizations, which go out and connect all these apparently unconnected countries, institutions, media organizations, banks, etc. And this Illuminati network, symbolized as the bearded man, spews out all these people who apparently appear to be random. To run for president needs cuckoo land amounts of money. Where do they come from? It comes from here. Where does that money come from? And therefore, you have 2 people put up for president who are there because of the money provided by this network. Therefore, they've chosen not only who it's going to be, but they've sorted out what the policies are going to be in return for that money. And this is what they do. We think we're choosing our leaders. We're not. It's a myth.
Basically, that shit WWE.
What do you guys think?
This whole world is staged, bro.
Our leaders.
It's a big Hollywood picture, bro.
They put the truth in kids' cartoons.
I suppose there's no harm in walking you through our plan for world domination. We did work hard on it. It all starts here, with the banks.
We don't care about the banks. Where are the animals?
Really? I don't know. I'll stop all our domination plans. I'll pull my lizard men out of Congress. We'll stop using Hollywood to hasten the New World Order. Just let me go.
Having car security and have these...
You gotta put it right in your face. And why do all of these cartoons have the Illuminati eye, bro? The all-seeing eye.
This always gives me the creeps. He's the president of Hollywood. He's supposed to give you the creeps.
The president of Hollywood, and they just conjured a demon, bro. What the fuck?
Greetings, your
Bless you, Dino.
imperious leader of Hollywood.
And they just put it right here in our face. They conjured a whole demon.
One can't stand up to us, then they all might stand up.
Those
Yeah, I watched this with my daughter, bro, and that tripped me out when I heard him say this too. So you got to look at it from a mind state of the upper ups thinking like this, and we the worker ants to them. You feel me? Just listen to him.
puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line.
I think it's time to stop.
And that's exactly how they think of us, bro.
The symbol of the Illuminati.
No, that's wild. What a cool world it is. Bro, it's everywhere.
Arthur. Look at all these different cartoons. Yeah.
That's wild.
Everywhere, bro. It's everywhere.
How deep does it really go?
Message.
The Sphinx, which is obviously one of the most amazing structures of the ancient world, the Egyptians don't talk about it. They don't know when it was built or why, and it's just odd. Imagine talking about New York and never mentioning the Statue of Liberty in your literature. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Here's why it's interesting that you brought up the Sphinx, because the temple of the Sphinx is the best evidence that it's older than people think it is. You see the walls on the outside?
Yeah.
Those lines are a clear sign of water erosion. You don't get that kind of erosion from sand and wind. Those type of fissures are only created from water, from thousands of years of rainfall. The last time there was rain in the Nile Valley was like 9,000 years ago. So it had to be thousands of years older than that. When they first found these fissures, they were like, there's no way, there's no evidence of any culture that existed that was sophisticated that
So
long
it was
ago.
around
Where's
during
the culture? Where's the
flood
evidence?
then.
Well, now they
Big
have
flood.
evidence.
It had to be around
100% the
that
Sphinx
well.
is a lot older than we think it is.
Yeah. If that.
Get ready
That's a
for
good one.
wars in the name of the free, vaccinations for illness that will never be, the assault on your children's impressionable minds, and a microchipped world. You will put up no fight. Information suppression will keep you in tow. Depopulation of peasants was always our goal. But eugenics was not what we hoped it would be. Oh yeah, it was us that funded Nazis. But as long as we own all the media too, what's really happening does not concern you. So just go on watching your plasma TV, and the world will be run by the ones who can't see.
Bro, if that wasn't creepy, I don't know what that was.
Yo, that guy was literally creepy. I don't know if
That's
what he was
crazy.
saying
I haven't
is
even
true,
seen this.
but I almost believe it.
Yeah, bro, that sounds convincing.
Breaking news, a social media influencer has been found deceased next to a burned vehicle. Take a listen.
Police officers discovered while they were responding to a brush fire on Wednesday.
Subsequently found a vehicle that was on fire. Spoke to the owner. It ended up being the adoptive mother of our victim, and she said that she hadn't spoken to her daughter in over a day. I ended up finding the victim in the woodline. Had we not went back and checked, she could have never been found. And the car, if it wasn't set on fire, it could have been years before it was found.
Minnie Couch, known as Beauty Katera, was a popular roller skater and social media influencer. It's unclear exactly how she died. We're hoping to get that information from the medical examiner soon. They say they are following several leads.
Furthermore, authorities have not provided any information regarding a suspect. I'll keep you guys updated. What do you think? Drop in the comments.
Rest in peace to her. That's sad.
That's pretty sad. I feel bad for their family.
Many have theorized that aliens are actually not from external planets, but in fact interdimensional beings. We can see such evidence from ancient books like the Book of Enoch. In the Book of Enoch, fallen angels mate with the daughters of men to create a hyperbred being. Could these hybrid beings be the interdimensional travelers, or are the fallen angels the interdimensional traveler aliens that we know of? Known as the evilest man on the planet, Aleister Crowley once drew a description of the being that he meant to have summoned from the dead in Egypt. This is what it looked like, very similar to the image that we know as how aliens are described by modern-day UFOologists, so on and so forth. Are you convinced they're interdimensional?
Well, I kind of thought about that because an alien is just something that's foreign to us. So I've always thought that they are interacting with demons, bro. There's demonic spirits. Something that we shouldn't be fucking with, period. But I think that they've come to a certain degree of this summonings to where they don't know how to control it no more. Or they can't close the certain portal that they probably have opened. But I don't know. Drop it down in the comments. Tell me what you think about that. That's crazy.
Yo, I've been on that interdimensional. All I want to know is why they're coming here. What do they want?
It's not a
They want
coincidence.
your soul.
This is all being said and shown.
The Illuminati's real. I'm a member. It's how Imagine Dragons got famous. I'm tired of the politics. This puts me at great risk putting this out here and telling you guys this, but I believe in full honesty.
They're shipping and trafficking and people, adults, the moms, the dads, right there on Target commercials, right there on Walmart commercials. And you're looking at the people that are missing and they're smiling like they're happy, but they're going back to hell.
That's crazy. I don't know. He be saying some wild shit, but if you really think about some of the stuff he done said, I don't know. My man might be on to something, bro. Crazy ain't always crazy. You feel me?
Gotta be strong in this world, man. I was watching that documentary on, what's this guy? Ike, I-C-K-E. David Ike. Yes, Alex. Yes. I like him. A little documentary on him. It's pretty enlightening. All it allows you to do is just sort of like, allows you to step outside of the box just a little bit. Whether some of the stuff is not true or not, whatever. I think the whole goal, though, is to wake up!
You will never be where I'm at because this industry is rigged. It's rigged.
WWF.
I'm telling you.
If your ultimate goal is to be famous, then you're gonna do a lot to get there. Like sign your name in blood in a contract with the devil. Like you're gonna end up on a one-way street and it's going nowhere. Like that's just the truth. I've seen so many.
But it's a lot of people that's willing to do that. They don't care as long as they get that fortune and fame, that little 15 minutes of fame. A lot of people are willing to do anything. Most people are willing to do anything. But no, not me. Not me. I ain't selling my soul and I ain't selling my whole. Hell no.
People like forsake their moral code and their value systems just for a little bit of fame, and it's not worth it at the end of the day. It's really not worth it.
I'm really stressed out right now. It's been coming to my attention that a lot of Trump supporters have been figuring out the truth about me and my family, being in the, you know what I'm talking about. And I don't know what to do right now because everything's starting to come to light.
Give yourself permission to know the truth. Give yourself permission to know the truth. What are you holding on to?
My soul.
Yes. Let it come out. Let that come all the way out. Let's tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. I sold my soul for what?
How about a house, a car, a vacation? What did you sell your soul for? I sold my soul to have a life that I wanted, that I never had. Yeah. A material life.
There are priests. That's fucking crazy,
bro. Little boys, Catholic priests. There are people that little babies and take their organs or their blood or their sweat and drink it. There are people that eat human flesh because they think what's going on. I never wanted to be in this club where you join something, you make a deal with the devil, you sell your fucking soul.
Man, they putting it all out there.
Man, I don't even have any words. All our favorite actors and artists.
It is impossible to build the pyramids. Even with the technology we have now, we would struggle to build them. So how did they do it thousands of years ago? Well, it's very likely that the entire world experienced a cataclysmic disaster that knocked us back into the Stone Age. And those people who were around before us were more advanced than we are today. Think about it. The materials they used for these pyramids come from the mountains, hundreds of miles away. The Great Pyramid is almost aligned perfectly to true north, south, east, and west. The coordinates for the Pyramid of Giza matches exactly to the speed of light. But that's just a coincidence, right?
Okay, so with that one, I'm not going to say they were more advanced than us, but they definitely had some sort of pretty decent technology to be able to put that stuff together.
But we gonna give ourselves a headache. I don't think they'll ever really fully figure out how it was done.
Continuing series Moms in Focus, CNN's Jan Crawford finds necessity is truly the mother of invention.
That's crazy.
Look at the snow
A tornado on a snowy mountain.
Right? That I've never seen before.
It's like the whole theme for a new movie. Call it Snow-nado. It's like an avalanche and a tornado and snow all at the same. That's crazy, dude. I ain't never seen nothing like that.
Yeah, that's wild.
This is from several insiders now, the highest level stuff that I can give you. The Reptilians have created these technologies, including these gigantic tankers. We're talking 2.5 mile long ships hovering in low Earth orbit, cloaked so you can't see them. What's in them? Mind control technology that is preventing us from having this spiritual shift. Our government, they now have the ability to shoot those tankers down. The problem they're having, George, is that it's not like a fader dial where you can kind of fade out the mind control. It's either on or it's off. So they haven't shot the tankers down yet, because when they do, you start to create whatever you think, manifesting your own reality in real time. And if you go into a panic, if you go in paranoia, you're going to actually see things. And the more that you fear them, the more they're going to appear. Our government knows that this is going to happen if they take these tankers down, and they're very, very concerned about it.
That's a cool one to think about right there. Drop that in the comments if you think that's half-assed true. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about that, though. That's crazy.
I'm going to be honest. I have no idea what he was getting at there, but it sounds wild.
This is our future.
But how about this? I mean, computer code, that's just a type of language. So you can say, and this is a real example that I tried, GPT, find me a security vulnerability, then write some code to exploit it. So I posted in some code. This is from like a mail server, and I said, please find any exploits and describe any vulnerabilities in the following code, then write a script to exploit them, and in around 10 seconds, that was the code to exploit it. So while it is not yet the case that you can ask an AI to hack a Wi-Fi router, you can see in the double exponential, whether it's 1 year or 2 years or 5 years, at some soon point, it becomes easy to turn all of the physical hardware that's already out there into kind of the ultimate surveillance. Now,
one thing for you all to get is that these might look like separate demos. Like, oh, there's some people over here that are building some specialized AI for hacking Wi-Fi routers. And there's some people over here building some specialized AI for inventing images from text. But the reason we show in each case the language of English and computer code, of English and images, of space, this is all, everyone's contributing to one kind of technology that's going like this. So even if it's not everywhere yet and doing everything yet, we're trying to give you a sneak preview of the capabilities and how fast they're growing, so you understand how fast we have to move if we want to actually start to steer and constrain it. Now, many of you are aware of the fact that images can, the new AI can actually copy your voice, right? You can get someone's voice, Obama and Putin, people have seen those videos. What they may not know is it only takes 3 seconds of your voice to reconstruct it. So here's a demo of the first 3 seconds are of a real person speaking, she sounds.
We don't see a problem with this. It only takes 3 seconds of a recording for them to replicate it and make it identical. So basically, and let me know if you guys, drop this in the comments, bro. Have you ever, like your phone ever rung, right? A number call your phone and you pick it up and you saying hello, but don't nobody say nothing, and then they just hang up. I always thought about that. What if that's some of their AI technology just going around getting people's voices? You feel me? And now they got your voice. You feel me? They know who you calling. They know your cell phone numbers. So maybe they've been doing that. Because it does that like every now and then, and it'd be like something just sitting there listening to you. But drop it down in the comments if you ever experienced
The rest is just what the computer automatically generated.
Of people are, in 9 cases out of 10, mere spectacle reflections of the actuality of things. But they are impressions of something different and more.
Here's another one with piano. The first 3 seconds are real piano. Indistinguishable, right? So the first 3 seconds are real piano. The rest is just automatically generating.
Now, one of the things I want to say is, as we saw these first demos, we sat and thought, like, how is this going to be used? We're like, what would be terrifying is if someone were to call up, your son or your daughter and get a couple seconds, hey, I'm sorry, I got the wrong number, grab their voice, then turn around and call you and be like, hey, Dad, hey, Mom, I forgot my social security number. I'm applying for this thing. What was it again? And we're like, that's scary.
We thought about that conceptually, and then this actually happens.
Exactly. And this happens more and more, that we will think of something, and then we'll look in the news, and within a week or 2 weeks, there it is. So this is that exact thing happening. And then 1 month ago, an AI clones teen's girl voice in a $1 million kidnapping scam. So these things are not theoretical. Sort of as fast as you can think of them, people can deploy them.
And of course, people are familiar with how this has been happening in social media, because you can beautify photos. You can actually change someone's voice in real time. Those are new demos. Some of you may be familiar with this. This is the new beautification filters in TikTok.
I can't believe this is a filter. The fact that this is what filters have evolved into is actually crazy to me. I grew up with the dog filter on Snapchat, and now this filter gave me lip fillers. This is what I look like in real life.
Nick, what the hell, bro?
Are you kidding me?
I don't know if you can tell, she was pushing on her lip in real time, and as she pushed on her lip, the lip fillers were going in and out in real time, indistinguishable from reality. And now you're going to be able to create your own avatar. This is just from a week ago. A 23-year-old Snapchat influencer took her own likeness and basically created a virtual version of her as a kind of a boyfriend, a girlfriend as a service for $1 a minute. And people will be able to sell their, avatar souls to basically interact with other people in their voice and their likeness, etc.
It's as if no one ever actually watched The Little Mermaid. The thing to say is that this is the year that photographic and video evidence ceases to work, right? And our institutions have not caught up to that.
That's absolutely
right. This is the year you do not know when you talk to someone if you're actually talking to them, even if you have video, even if you have audio.
Yeah, AI is something different, y'all. Bro, I would have been following whatever the hell that was that just ran past. I'd have ran that way, because obviously he know where some safety is. Pay attention to the animals, people, nature. Because that would have probably saved your life following that animal. Look how the whole ground's just breathing, though.
I'm so glad that's not happening here.
Man, but who says it can't happen here? We overdue. I'm in California. We overdue for an earthquake.
Entire street.
Knock on wood. Well, a big one at least. Wow. That was crazy.
That was really cool.
Yeah, that was dope, though.
Never saw that before.
Months without rain. Are they on fire too? Why is the whole world on fire, bro? This is crazy.
Like I was saying, it's like they're trying to burn down all of the trees everywhere.
Are they trying to burn down all the trees everywhere so they could initiate selling us oxygen? What if they found out a way to sell us oxygen, bro? That'd be fucking crazy. You know, just destruction everywhere. I'm glad I don't live nowhere where the tornadoes happen like that, though. That's crazy.
It's wild how there was literally parts of buildings all over the place. I hope all those families are safe out there.
Stop watching the news. Watching the news make you brainwashed and programs you to believe events that never happened. Let me explain. For years, the news has been programming the mass so that they can be scared. This includes recent events, if you know what I'm talking about. They do this so that we can live in fear, and so that they can program our frequency in a negative way so we are unhappy. The news is controlled by a certain group of people called the elites. This group of people have trillions of dollars and want power so they can control the mass in every way possible. From food supply and from what you mentally consume, they want to control us like sheep. You have to escape the matrix and educate yourself so that you don't fall for the rat race trap. A good start is escaping the food matrix. By starting a raw, alkaline, vegan diet, you can make sure you don't consume all the seed oils and BS chemicals they put in all our foods. By eating all organic, you will minimize the amount of mucus in your body so that you don't catch cancer when you're older. Bye-bye, Neo.
Hey,
I was feeling it all the way up until it was telling me to be a vegan. I could just have my own farm, my own livestock, and, you know, my own meat, my own vegetables. That way I don't have to be.
Yeah, you could. But I'm not really supposed to be eating dead flesh anyway.
The federal government is buying your data from data brokers. Most of it is sold by vendors claiming the data is anonymous. But experts argue in today's digital world, it is easy to reveal personal information. Some of the information being collected includes geolocation, your web browsing and consumer habits, and demographic information.
Personal data is up for sale, and it's being bought by spy agencies at the federal government. A report released by the Director of National Intelligence reveals that U.S. intel, military, and federal law enforcement agencies are buying and selling personal information on Americans. We're talking about addresses, tracking information, browser history from smart devices, cars, social media.
Everyone who's on Instagram, they're just giving their life away every single day, every bit of information. So, of course, it's inevitable, in my view, that certain government agencies are going to think, look, we can't get this data, but all these commercial enterprises have already got it. So let's get it through them.
This used to be data that was collected through wiretaps, cyber espionage, and physical surveillance. Now it's just they're going out and purchasing.
Yes, they don't need.
We're all just a bunch of morons, aren't we? That we've just freely given it away.
But to your point, I can quit Google. I can quit Amazon. I can't quit my federal government. And I think that's the distinction that so many Americans have.
What?
Everything we do online, every website, every Google search on every device, they collect all that data and then they sell it to each other so that they can figure out what we like the most.
I guess that went over his head. What do you mean that you can't quit your government? You're a part of this system. You're a NPC. You're a Tyrone, as my man Arquez say, man. You's a Tyrone. You was a whole clone out here, bro. If you that's crazy. But yeah.
If you'll indulge me, I'd like to read 2 pages from advice from the extraterrestrials. Yes, it's true that we have been in contact with your government and heads of power. It is also true that we have been It is also true that agreements have been made and kept secret from your people. It is also true that in the past, some of your people have lost their lives or have been badly hurt to protect the secret. Our hands had no part in this. We contacted your leaders because your planet is in grave trouble. Your leaders said the vast majority of your population wasn't ready for anything like us yet. So we made time agreements with your leaders as to when your people would be made aware of our presence. Your air, your water are contaminated. Your forests, jungles, trees, and plant life are dying. There are several breaks in your food chain. You have an overwhelming amount of nuclear and biological weapons, which include nuclear and biological contamination. Your planet is overpopulated. Warning, it is almost to the point of being too late, unless your people act. There are better ways of deriving energy and food needs without causing your planet any damage. Those in power are aware of this and have the capability of putting these methods into worldwide use. Those in power view it as a military and security threat. That upset me. You mean to tell me that the people in power have the ability to save and better the planet, and they aren't doing it? Amnesty. What do you mean? Complete amnesty to those in power, governments and leaders who have been suppressing the truth, that they can't be held liable for any past wrong deeds. It is the only way these leaders can come forward with the truth. It is necessary that you do this in order to work together and survive.
You guys tell me down in the comments what you think about that.
That part, because
hope you think it's better.
On a whole other level.
Positive energy.
That's great. All right, so I got one more for you guys, and we're going to call it.
Hi, I'm Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely
Check
proud
the
of the
programming,
quality,
y'all.
balanced journalism that
This is how
CBS
you
4
know the
News
news
produces.
tell lies to your vision. The program
one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
They all reading
The
one
sharing
big
of
script.
biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets.
And this is scary how they can push an agenda like this, bro. And make just spread news across the world and make everybody think one.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 All right, everybody. That's enough internet for today.
Alright, Fly Gang, that video was by Dino. I'm gonna leave the name right here to go check out his channel and down in the description. So thank y'all for stopping through, being a fly on my wall. To the next video. Peace.